Okay. Hello, this is Paul's Error Instruments, and we have something new, something special, and it's this small device. It's called Passive Operator, and it's really something cool. I like it a lot. There's a lot of wires now in it. That's because it's get triggered by the control freak. About the passive operator, it's a drum synthesizer who works passive, so no power in here. So everything is triggered from outside, and then you can listen to what's going out. That we know from Noon, from Landscape. Is this a copy of Noon? No, it's totally something different. It's both passive and it has some similar sounds sometimes. But this is a circuit that we made in 2018. Already, if people have Errortron, they have a big part of this circuit. We make it a little bit different, like Singularity. So it has a patch bay, it has a matrix. I will later turn all the cables out and explain it. So let's listen first. So there's no power in here, only from the control freak. Triggers in here and internal patches. I will explain later about it. Let's listen first. Because it has this beautiful crunchy and liquid and kind of sounds I like. Let's listen. Nice crunchy, and you hear this gate and this klein ploppy kind of Racer Nota, Alpha Nota or Rio Irkeda, or this kind of sounds that I really like. I'm gonna unplug it and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the layout of this device and how it works and what's in there. A lot of cables in there. So we have here the layout. So it has 4 potential meters. It has a patch matrix over here. It has a mixer and it has 2 what the fuck in. Yes, and 1 output, of course. How many triggers you can put in and there? Really a lot. Kind of depends how many sounds you need, but it's a little bit from low to high and everything between. You see here also a place where you can change compartments that you know from Singularity or Tropical Noise. And this we do to have more influence on the sound. The thing is with passive stuff that you hear the outroll of the chip and of the capacitors that we use already before in Tropical Noise. This outroll is really different if you use different capacitors, and you can play with it and the chips. So it's really like a kind of analog computer. You need always to make a bridge. So this is the mixer. So if you want to hear sound, you put the output here, you make a bridge from here to here, and you can put any pulse somewhere in here and it will take over. So the patch bay are in and outputs. That's also standing here, of course, but it's a little bit little. The what the fuck input, it's really it's really crazy. It can be a regular sequencer. In here you have more like a synthesizer sound. You can make a lot of crazy stuff. You can do internal patches also, so you can go from here to have something, or you control a knob with your patch matrix. That's also possible to get more sounds. It's really a strange device. We make it actually on purpose, and we test it a lot of times, and we make it a little bit more complex before we are releasing it. Yes, it comes with capacitors. About the capacitor patch bay, there is this place over here, and you take, and this is a capacitor, then you take one in here. I will do it here, like this. Sorry. So it's like one feed is in the blue side, one is in the yellow side, like that. And then it comes with a few different capacitors, not so much, around 10. And there's some tricks with LEDs that you can do. And then you have different sounds. So the capacitors has a lot of influence. What also is the touch control that you also know from Loon. There's something that you can put your finger on. That's also with this device. You can use this device in here. And then you put it in the same patch bay, like this, and you can touch it to have this kind of sound. That is really interesting. All right, yeah, I'm gonna start a patch so I don't have to power it up. That's really strange. This light up when a pulse get in. So I take now from the control freak, you see here a small blinking LED in there. And you see that the same rhythm from this one is over here. And then I make a bridge to the other side, to the mixer. So you make a bridge to here, and then you get some sound. I can also make the sound different by tweaking the potential meters of it. But I can also go to a different hall, how strange it sounds, or more short and high. So from the mixer in a different hall. Really interesting. I can also go to the what the fuck input. The sound is really interesting. So there are two different what the fuck inputs. There is now no capacitors in there. I will put some capacitors in there to hear some differences. Like that. I can use this, on this side I will make the touch thing, then I can use the touch a little bit in there. You hear if I touch it, it gets a little bit higher and crunchy. Interesting sounds, listen to this. You hear in the sound the outroll of the capacitor if you listen good. A lot of interesting sounds. Can you add only one sound? No. So there's a mixer here with 4, and you can, for example, mix these sounds. Now you hear a low one, lower one, and a higher one. And we can also add more pulse. So in the same patch bay, I add another pulse from the control freak. Now we have 2 in there. You hear now 2 different pulses, so it gets a pulse here and in the matrix. Interesting sounds. It's all about finding a lot of sweet spots, and that's a lot with the devices that we make, of course, that you can dive in there and find your thing. There's a basic that you need to learn about the device, and the rest is all go automatically in your own creativity. That's the idea.